Major James Baker's back with us today from the Lima Police Department. We're talking a little bit about the holidays this weekend. Wednesday, I hadn't thought about this, and Holly said the same thing. It made sense. Wednesday's a big day at the bars, and that makes you a little concerned because you're kind of keeping an eye out for drunk drivers, right?
Yeah, typically, people think that, okay, New Year's Eve, you know, all that. And obviously, it is a very busy bar night. But bar none, no pun intended,
right.
the busiest night is the Wednesday right before Thanksgiving. Yeah. And what we see is all kinds of college friends coming home, and they want to see their classmates because they haven't seen them for a while, and it packs out all the bars, and it does make for a very busy night for us.
Yeah, I can imagine. So the reminder going out is to think ahead and plan ahead because you're excited about the holidays and seeing your friends, but there's some logic that goes into it, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to be planning on those things after you've already started drinking.
Yeah.
You really want to make sure you make some decisions before. And one of the things that I wanted to share on the program here is I'm going on my 31st year in law enforcement.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And without any question, the hardest and some of my most vivid memories is knocking on the door of a parent's home at 3 in the morning or 3:30 in the morning to let them know that their loved one is no longer with us.
Right.
And oftentimes a young college person with a whole life ahead of them. And, you know, that's the last thing that they're thinking about.
Right, right.
They're thinking about their friends, but what they don't realize is alcohol impairs your judgment.
Sure.
And so look for those designated drivers, you know, and one of the things that some of the bars have been doing is to encourage the designated driver is like, okay, we'll give you free soft drinks and things like that. Right. But if you're having house parties, usually the designated driver, I mean, you kind of like, okay, here's your water, you know, enjoy that. And you're like, oh, okay, that's great. So if you're having a house party, think about that designated driver.
Sure.
You know, maybe have some, you know, fruity drinks for them and, you know, something nice. But in this day and age, between designated drivers and Lyfts and taxis, there's really no reason somebody should drive impaired.
I love the idea of, you said plan ahead, because as you mentioned, sometimes it comes down to the situation, there's 5 or 10 people together at a party, you're like, which of us is the less drunk? And that's sadly what happens.
It is. And that's not a time to be making decisions, you know, because you don't want to go, okay, we'll pick the least drunk person here. Yeah. And already you're trying to decide who's the least, but everybody is probably pretty intoxicated. Sure. So
yeah, that's the thing. The other thing is, it did my heart good to hear you say that some bars know that this is an issue and they try to do something about it because they obviously feel a responsibility as well.
Right. Well, and also as a reminder, and our bar owners know, they do bear responsibility. Sure. It is illegal in Ohio to serve an intoxicated person. And so they're watchful for that too. But at the same time, sometimes, you know, they're already been drinking pretty heavy before they even get to the bar. Sure. So let's plan ahead. Yeah.
From the police department's perspective, does this mean more patrols? How do you guys handle this?
Yeah, we always have extra officers out that night just because of the sheer volume of calls and things like that. But and then not only us, but you'll see more state patrol, more sheriff's deputies, because you know, we're no different than any other community. Wednesday before Thanksgiving, it's busy. And then it kicks off the whole holiday season. This is the first big one, but you know, after you get past this, let's not forget about the other parties, the other holidays that we have, and you know, let's have a safe holiday, and you know, everybody have a good time. Right. Let's be safe.
Each play a part. All right. Thank you, Major, for the reminder. Appreciate it. Good seeing you. Now, going medical news coming up next on Noon Edition.